Out 10. On salute. A guard. Attack. You're dead. Will, he got you.
What's going on, guys? This is part 2 of my coverage of the 40th anniversary semester of One Shepherd. If you didn't see part 1 yet, be sure to go check it out first. In part 2, we'll be covering the Situational Training Exercise, or STX for short. This semester, the STX would cover the deliberate attack, area defense, and screening operations. Starting off, the STX would be covering the deliberate attack, instructed by Will, a former infantry marine and green hat instructor at One Shepherd.
Assisting me today, my duties would be Brett Downing. All right. Deliberate attack. Everybody's got some note-taking gear. If you want to take some notes, feel free to take notes. If you want to record, I don't care. All right. Good to go?
Good to go.
Yep. All right. The deliberate attack. Now, the mission of the rifle squad is to what? Anybody know?
Locate,
close with, and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver, or to repel the enemy's assault by fire and close combat. Close combat. This is what the definition for the job of a Marine, a soldier, or a One Shepherd rifle squad. And this semester, you're going to be learning about both tactics. All right, later on in the day, we're going to go over area defense. I'll move it for you. You're good. Which, in the above definition, says, or to repel that enemy's assault by fire and close combat. All right, but now, we're going to discuss the first part of the definition, and that's to locate, close with, and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver. All right, that's what we came out here to learn how to do, right? All right.
After the classroom portion, the students would move outside to do a little practical application.
Yep. All right, Brent's going to go up there. Your PO would go up there with them. You can walk normal. All right? Let's walk normal. You guys are stopping. Wait a minute. Maintain your security, though. All right, you guys are all facing in.
Upon completion of the prac app, the students would be given a frago to conduct a deliberate attack on enemy area defense. I'd be assigned as their patrol leader for this exercise. The OPFOR for this consisted of members of the SNS Training Solutions and the Missouri Militia. The first task after stepping off from the FOB was to link up with a recon team at a predetermined grid, who would then brief me on the layout of the enemy's defense.
Concertina wire. There's also a two-strand fence that runs directly in the middle of about a 10-meter power line cut. Right here. Okay, right along the grid line. So there's the wood line that they're in. There's a 10-meter power line cut. There's a two-strand, actual real-life two-strand fence in the middle. And then there's the green C wire placed on this side. They got an LB right here. Mark on here. Where the C wire is.
After we were briefed, the APL and I came up with a scheme of maneuver to assault the enemy positions.
We're set. Bring in the squad leaders and the breach team. The breach team here. The machine gun's in the middle of their defensive line. About 50 meters in front of that is an LP manned by 2 men. Okay? What I want to do is I want to hit them on their right side as we're looking at this here. Okay? Because their gun's oriented towards that trail. We're going to breach. They have 2 strands of AC wire on this road. Down here is real wire. We're going to breach the real wire. So you got it? You got it. Just the top. Just the top. The bottom string wire should know it. Just the tip. Good job. Okay. So, what's going to happen is, as this all breaks through, you guys are pushing. Let's line trail. Okay, you guys are pushing all the way across it. So your furthest man's going to be at the end of the power line trail, because I think there's another barbed wire fence there, right? So that would be like the guy all the way down. We're just going to come on, assault.
The plan consisted of one squad as the assault element. Another squad would be a support by fire element, and the last squad would be tasked with providing both rear security as well as creating a feint attack. The assault and support by fire elements would move through a heavily vegetated route to the enemy's furthest northernmost flank. There they would wait for the feint attack to begin by third squad, who is moving up a more open path down a more likely avenue of approach that the enemy would surely be expecting them to move down towards. This was on their southernmost flank.
Engage!
Tell Pang to pick it up.
Pang's command, pick it up. Pang's moving.
Alpha Bravo, move up! Cover! Fire power up! Saw gunners up! Give me a base of fire! Come on, move! Command, this is Fane. We are in the fight. Over.
Pang's in contact. Solid copy, Fane. Yep.
Get ready. Come on. We need you up there. Go. We need you up there. Alpha team, Bravo team, move up. Go! Cover him! God damn it! Open fire! Moving! CCP back here. Keep the fire up. Let's go.
Once the feint attack commenced, the support by fire squad moved into position and began suppressing the enemy on their northernmost side. This would then be followed by a breaching team that would breach a hole in the enemy's wire obstacles.
Let's go. Support by fire. Where's the breacher team? Huh? All right. Just assault, right?
Yep.
Yes. All right, stay put.
Got it.
Is that us or them? Hey! Who are these guys over here on the left? Okay.
The breaching team would then blow whistle blast once the wire was breached, triggering the rest of the assault element to move through the breach by following a flagged comm wire that was laid down to mark the breach site in the wire.
All right, let's go!
Go, assault, move! Let's go! Go! Straight through the front! Follow the flag! Follow the wire! Follow the wire! Go! Follow the wire!
Once through the breach, the assault element would penetrate past the enemy's positions and then get online and begin pushing from north to south against them.
Let's go! Let's go! That's it! Hey! No! Assault! Assault! Over here! Get online right here! Let's go! Too far! Assault! Assault! Where's security? Support by fire on me!
Support by fire on command. Over.
Support by fire on me!
Support by fire moving on command. They're coming up. Security's on our 6.
Security, come here. Come here. Get online! Hey! Get online! Give me right here! Over here! Hey! Right here! Right here! Give me some here! Give me some right here!
You're with me, you're with me.
Push! Push!
Hey, push up, go, go, go.
Let's go! Assault!
Right there.
Are you good?
I'm dead. Is that you?
I'm fucking dead. Fuck.
Is that you or me? Check my box.
I can't fucking tell. I'm telling you.
Check the box.
Don't say anything. Weapon ready, ready. I'm good.
You're good. You're dead. I'm dead.
You're dead?
Yeah.
Any last words?
I'm dead.
Despite ultimately being a casualty in the end, the assault was a huge success and the enemy positions were overran. We then began a retrograde back to the FOB, where we conduct a thorough after-action review of the
before they killed
attack.
this boss man.
Oh, yeah? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hustle up.
Okay, Peng did make it down to the end. I linked up with him down there with the remainder of the feint element.
Awesome.
Oh,
We gotta get him out and we'll talk away from
yeah.
here.
Hey, I'm just giving the proper feedback he
What's
needs.
the easiest route? Your route or?
I'll go establish contact with Salmon's people for about the status of the deuce.
Me too, so we can hear you. Okay, then you can go up yonder. Or up over there for you know what I mean.
So we were on the south side around the fence. We were following the fence line. There's also a parallel. Speak up. There's also a parallel mud trail over here on the south side by the actual fence where the Atkins farm. We moved south and then we moved on that mud trail east, and then we were tasked to basically to bathe them, or basically fool them into thinking that we were all coming from the south side of that end of that line. We got up there, we lost radio contact, and I guess Les came up and told us it was time to go, that they were already in position. And then we ran in. We only encountered like 2 or 3 guys down there by the actual fence. So I was expecting like a big ass like heavy machine gun placement or something. But yeah, there was nothing there, like waiting for just the rope and the fence line. That was it.
Did you initiate fire or did the enemy initiate fire?
I think the
Enemy.
did.
Say again?
I think the
Enemy.
did.
The enemy did?
Yeah, because we kind of come down the hill, down the mud trail, but we were already online when that happened. We all started like shooting back.
So you reacted to contact once they opened up?
Yeah.
I heard you guys yelling that you were doing fire team rushes and all. Were you fire team or were you just making a shitload of racket?
Let them know we were there.
We were just like, unloaded like one mag, and then we started like making a lot of noise, and then but the thing is, there was only like 2 or 3 people there to shoot.
That's okay. In the mission, that was what your job was, to make you sound larger than you actually were, right? I heard you guys screaming back there. Fire teams up, rush, reloading, and all that. So you did that, correct? Yeah. All right.
Upon completion of the AAR, we would again be tasked with conducting the same attack, but this time at night. Once again, I would be tasked with being the patrol leader for it.
So this is a situation. We carried out that successful attack earlier this morning, right? We overran the enemy positions, we took it, but command and higher told us to pull out and come back to the FOB for chow. When we did so, we completely left all our gains from this morning, and guess what the enemy did? They came right back in with reinforcements, reoccupied those same exact positions, all right? Vietnam all over again, all right? With that, they brought heavy weapons. So they have at least one crew serve machine gun with them, all right? Probably some automatic rifles as well. The enemy forces are wearing multicam and OD uniforms. So if we have any guys like yourself that have ODs on, that shit needs to get changed out, all right? At a very minimum, I need a woodland blouse on you, okay? It's gonna be even further complicated at night, so we don't want any problems with, then we're already gonna experience with fucking nighttime operations. All right, capabilities and limitations of the enemy. The enemy's most probable course of action is they will defend these positions and die in place, okay? They may withdraw to the further east. If we start to overrun them, they may withdraw further east and either retreat or reorganize for a counterattack, okay? So it is imperative that once we take these positions, we prepare immediately for a counterattack. Does everybody understand that? Yes, sir. There's no fucking going admin or any of that shit. We take these positions, we consolidate, we redistribute ammo, we fucking prepare for counterattack. Good to go? Good to go. The only friendly forces other than what we have here that's out there is a 2-man reconnaissance element that's already out there snooping and pooping and getting intel for us. Okay? Other than that, it's Indian country, gentlemen. It's enemy. We're in their backyard. Our mission, no later than 2000, one Shepherd will conduct a deliberate attack on an SNS defensive position at grid 4910 1930. I say again, 4910 1930. In order to close with and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver. Be prepared to occupy and take enemy positions in order to repel the enemy's counterattack by fire and close combat. We got it? That's weak. That's a question. All right, execution. My commander's intent is we will kill every motherfucker out there. Unless there's a civilian, don't shoot him.
Unless they're a collaborator.
All right, our concept of operation, our ski maneuver. We will be broken up into 3 squads.
After the op order, we rolled right into mission prep and rehearsals. Upon completion of rehearsals, we would then step off en route to an ORP. Once again, we'd make liaison with a recon element that would brief us on the enemy situation. Upon link up with the recon element, they briefed us that a medium crew serve machine gun was oriented down the trail, which was the main avenue of approach. With hardly any moonlight, natural lume was very low, and the approach to the woods would be tough. Nonetheless, we decided to take the gamble and push our assault element through the woods again. Night movements can be very challenging, but with little ambient light, the task was even harder. Feint attack kicked off as planned. However, our support by fire element got turned around in the woods, and the assault element had to push the attack without them. All in all, this made for one hellacious, chaotic firefight.
All right, you guys ready? Let's go, let's go! Shoot that white light! Shoot that white light!
Move! One. Keep moving up! Go! Push, push! Who do I got? Bravo on the left. Kill that fucker. Man up the right!
Cover! I'm up!
You ready? We got a motherfucker down there. Let's flush the bastard.
Ready to move!
Go forward! Who's out to my left? Winner here! We got an enemy on the front!
After probably about 20 minutes of straight fighting, the OCs called an index.
Front!
The assault force managed to secure the right side of the enemy's defense, but hadn't taken the other end yet. All in all, it was a great training evolution for all involved. After another AER at the FOB over the night attack, the next day would begin with periods of instruction over area defense as well as screening operations.
All right, can you hear me okay? Good. Hell yeah. All right, perfect. This lesson is going to be area defense. So you just went through a deliberate attack, and the idea of a deliberate attack is to defeat an area defense. So the idea behind this is that same as the attack, there is some element of planning, as you saw today. It's not just okay, guys are there, let's go ahead and kill them. It doesn't work that way. There is, as you saw, there is a lot of moving parts in that. The defense in that part is also about the same. So even though it's not in the title, the idea of an area defense is also deliberate. It's not just being here and preventing somebody to come. There's more moving parts to that. But that's a general idea. So in the area defense, as the name implies, the intention is to deny the access of an enemy force to an area, to a zone, to somewhere. We want them to prevent that from coming. Many examples in history.
Sounds a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do, so what I just described, sounds a lot like recon, doesn't it? All right. So the main question of the screening op and recon is, what are the differences? What are the main? That's what I want. This main takeaway today is what's the difference between a recon and a screening operation.
Recon's offensive. Recon is offensive.
Go ahead first.
Alright, so recon's offensive and screening's defensive.
Okay.
Recon is looking for enemy elements or anything else. Screening is to discourage.
Well, yeah.
Recon, looking for the enemy without detection, to report back to your team where the enemy is at, where their defensive locations are at, and screening is kind of keeping the enemy away from over here. Aerial denial.
All right, I think you're probably the closest. All right, so let me tell you about. I'm a realtor. All right. How many of you guys own a home? What about the northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area?
That we're trying to make contact instead of trying not to make contact, and it felt like reconnaissance. Let me say it again. Screening is not reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is way up here past our limit of advance. Screening is anti-reconnaissance. I'm looking for the enemy's reconnaissance. I'm trying to kill them. Reconnaissance is I'm trying to find the enemy quietly. Discover what the hell's going on, and then sneakily get away and shoot no one. You see the difference? So you don't put your screening operations where your reconnaissance operations go. Why not? Well, because you just happen to be, as the screen, anti-reconnaissance. That's like mining your own backyard. Oh, I'll put landmines back there. No! You will literally kill your own reconnaissance. Why? Because screening patrols are reconnaissance hunters. Get the separation? Yep. See why you don't want to mix those two? Recon is up here in the unknown, and it ain't you. You're doing screening. You're back here fucking up the enemy's recon.
All right, class dismissed.
Following the class, the students would be given some prac-ap time, and shortly after, they'd be given a frago to establish an area defense. All the while, an active Op-4 would be out there conducting reconnaissance of their positions. The students would also be actively sending out screening patrols in an effort to thwart any enemy recon teams operating in the area.
What you got? Alright, so we got our freaking area defense, spread along this tree line, alright? These two areas are divided up in half. The north side is pumpkin, the south side is candy. Hey, can you tell them to keep it down? Those are named area of interest. Okay? I'm assigning your squad to check out candy. So you're going to be running screening patrols all through candy. So patrolling zigzag formations. You're primarily looking for enemy recon teams. That could be 1 all the way up to 4 or 5 fire team size elements, right, conducting reconnaissance. Also looking for the enemy moving large size formations, maybe getting ready to conduct an attack, so keep an eye on that. Your ROEs, you see them, engage them. You'll have another squad operating concurrently to your north in pumpkin. Again, you're going to be candy, all right? So your northernmost limit of advance is the 193 northern, right? That's the separator between candy and pumpkin. Your LOA to the east is to the edge of the tree line on the power line. Do not pass that. If you pass that, you're likely to get engaged by their area defense that they have established over there. All right, so don't go past the 193 northern, and then don't go past the cut in the power line. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. Okay. So yeah, get your boys up there. Like I said, you're cleared hot to engage, close with, and destroy any enemy. Make sure your guys have positive ID. Forces you encounter, but do not cross those LOAs. Okay? Yes, sir.
While the students established their area defense, a couple small skirmishes took place between the screening elements and the SNS recon patrols before an index was called at the culmination of the training evolution. Well, that's it, guys. That concludes part 2 covering the situational training exercise at the 40th anniversary semester of One Shepherd. Later that evening at the FOB, we would lay our eyes on the beautiful sight, a Vietnam-era UH-1 Huey flown by the Army Aviation Heritage Foundation. For the first time in One Shepherd history, we'd be air inserted into the final culminating event of the semester, the field training exercise. So stay tuned for part 3, which will be covering the STX. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to